hot temperatures, elevated fire dangers, and even the risk of severe thunderstorms over New South Wales over the next few days. Let's start with today. We can see those hot temperatures extending across most of New South Wales, with maximum temperatures 4 to 10 degrees above the December average. In particular, inland temperatures in the high 30s or even the low 40s. Even near the coast, we do have temperatures in the low 30s right on the coast, but you don't have to go far inland to get to the hot air. Places like Penrith heading for 39 degrees today. It is a little bit cooler on the south coast, where we have started to see a southerly wind change push in, and we'll talk about that a bit more in a moment. But with those hot temperatures, we do have elevated fire dangers. Widespread high fire danger through central and eastern parts, including the Hunter, the Illawarra and the Sydney metro area. And through the Sydney metro area, there are even some pockets of extreme fire danger. Now, we're not expecting to see the widespread extreme fire danger that we saw on the weekend. The winds are not as strong as they were on Saturday, but still looking at high fire danger through much of the state. Taking a look at that cool change though, it has moved into the south coast, and as we move through the afternoon and evening will make its way northwards, moving through the Sydney area in the late afternoon or early evening. It will then move into the Hunter in the later evening, and then it will actually stall, and that trough will linger over northeastern parts of the state for the next couple of days and contribute to the thunderstorm outbreak that we are expecting to develop. Looking at the temperatures for tomorrow, we can see that it is much cooler near the coast in eastern parts. So just a top of 26 for Sydney tomorrow, 25 for Newcastle. But the hot air hasn't gone away. It's moved inland. We're still looking at temperatures in the high 30s or low 40s through inland parts. And that does mean that we still have high to extreme fire danger. High fire danger through much of central New South Wales, reaching extreme through eastern parts of the Riverina district. Looking at the thunderstorms now, with that trough lingering over northeastern New South Wales, we do have a widespread risk of thunderstorms. These green areas showing where thunderstorms are possible. But in particular, it's the yellow areas where we have the risk of severe thunderstorms. Now, these are storms that could produce damaging wind gusts, and some of the biggest storms could even produce large hail or locally heavy rainfall that could lead to flash flooding. And as we go through the next couple of days, we see that thunderstorm outbreak becoming more widespread. On Thursday, most of the state has the risk of thunderstorms, and the risk of severe storms is widespread across central and eastern parts of the state. Once again, that risk of damaging winds, large hail or heavy rainfall that could lead to flash flooding. Even on Friday, that thunderstorm risk continues through the east. The severe storm risk mostly in the north, but there is still a risk of severe storms around Sydney and the Illawarra on Friday. So with hot temperatures, elevated fire dangers and the risk of severe thunderstorms, it's really important to stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings on the Bureau's website, the Bomb Weather app, and to follow all advice from emergency services. And please stay safe.